This is Lawrence of March, and you're tuned into the Keep Marching podcast. Today, this is the first episode of the Keep Marching show. I'm here today with Jared Brown. Jared Brown, introduce yourself.
I'm Jared Brown. As Lawrence has already said, I am the singer in a band called Audiophile. I work at Chick-fil-A. I go to Hope Christian Academy, it's a homeschool group, and I really like trying to make myself look cool, even though I'm pretty much a doofus.
All right. So Jared, you say you're a part of Audiophile. Tell me what is Audiophile?
Audiophile is a really genre-neutral band. We're about positivity, about having a good time. We try to keep it clean, and at the heart of it, we love Jesus, and we just want to make music that people can bump on their way to the club, or they can bump it on the way to church on Sunday morning. It doesn't really matter. They can just listen to it and enjoy it.
All right. So Jared, tell me how it all started.
Oh man, started when I realized I wanted to make music about 4 years ago.
All right. So how was that for you at 12?
I was at 13, I guess.
13. Okay.
Yeah, about to be 18. So really 5 years ago.
Okay.
What's this?
So like how did you start? Like, what made you start music?
Well, I started with going to I went to a concert. I went to a 116 concert, and I really saw the vision of what they were doing, and I was like, I feel like I could be doing something similar to that. So at first I started out with rap and rapping a little bit, and I made a group with my friend Chase, and we did that, and it was called Square, and we did that for about a year, and that was something, but it wasn't really what we wanted to do, I think, initially. And so we went from being a rap group to being more of a band with Audiophile, so we could be more like, if you like rock music, you can listen to it. If you like pop, you can listen to it. If you like hip hop, you can listen to it. If you like electronic music, you can listen to it. It's everything that we could appeal to, all the type of music that we like. We wanted to be able to blend all of that together.
Yeah.
So that's what we did. And so we've been really chasing that hard for about a year and a half, almost 2 years now, I would say.
Okay.
And so yeah.
All right. So say for instance somebody at home is or watching or listening to this, what are some things that you need to know before starting a band or some type of group like that?
Well, it all comes together, so you don't want to focus too much on your sound or your stage presence or your audio quality. You don't want to harp on one thing too much. What you need to do is, if you have to sacrifice getting that 10 audio and that 10 wardrobe, or the 10 of your songwriting, in order to get a 7 all around, I would recommend that's what you do. Keep everything maintained together. Don't be really good at one thing and then just be flaking everywhere else. You want to grow together, and you want the whole act to come up.
Okay.
And you don't want it to be lopsided or anything like that.
Okay. All right. So I have a question from one of our viewers.
Okay.
All right. So this is from Zachary Holmes. He said, "How is it being a Christian rapper instead of a regular rapper? Would you even consider yourself a Christian rapper?"
Well, I don't know. I would consider myself a Christian for sure, but I don't know if I'd consider myself a rapper at this point.
Okay.
But
a Christian artist.
Being a Christian artist versus being a regular artist, it really just depends on what your mission is with your music. Some people that I really admire, they make music specifically for church, specifically for youth groups, and that's great, and there's nothing wrong with that. I think they should keep doing what they're doing. And there's some people that only want to make music, that they're Christians, but they only want it to be played to just be authentic with people, and they just want to represent a Christ-like lifestyle in the world. And I don't really see myself tied down to either one of those things.
Okay.
I just consider myself a Christian, and I consider myself a artist, and sometimes those lines bleed onto each other, and sometimes not.
Okay. All right. So, what are some of the challenges you've gone through doing this for the past 2 to 3 years, I guess?
Well, especially with audiophile, which has been more about 2 years, with the whole thing together about 4 or 5 years, I would say the biggest challenge for me at first was being a white kid from Alabama trying to be taken seriously as a rapper.
Okay.
I didn't have a background in hip hop or anything like that. I came up listening to more like pop rock, pop punk, that kind of sound. So I really had to do my research on hip hop and what it means to have good flow, what it means to have dexterity, wordplay, all these things that weren't that important in the genre that I'd grown up on. When I realized that we wanted to bring hip hop, or at least when I was super into it, wanted to harp on that, I really needed to go back and figure out what hip hop's all about.
Okay. All right. Let's break it down from like the start of one.
Okay.
Like so 1 years old. You probably don't remember you're 1 years old.
No,
let's go up to like 5. You remember when you're 5?
I do remember all stuff.
Okay. 5. What were you doing? Like what kind of music were you listening to? Were you listening to pop rock? Or
Shoot, when I was 5, I guess I was still listening to kids' music. Really.
Okay.
I really like VeggieTales at that time.
Okay. So, and is it correct that I heard some stories here and there about your uncle introducing you to Lecrae?
Yeah, my Uncle John
Okay.
is the first person that put me on to any sort of really hip hop at all, much less Christian hip hop, much less Lecrae. But he made me listen to the Rehab album,
Okay.
and for many people I know that are Christian artists, they said that album's changed their life and it's changed, especially how I see doing this. It did for me.
Okay. And is Lecrae? You still like Lecrae or?
I still love Lecrae. I'm not trying to be Lecrae,
Okay.
but I love what he's doing.
Okay.
I love his music.
Okay. All right. So our next question is, who is your favorite artist and why?
My favorite artist and why?
Yes.
Can it be a band or does it have to be a singular
It
artist?
could be. I guess it can be a band as well.
Okay. I'm gonna go away from what me as a person would say. I think at first, because I'd have 2 answers in that.
Okay.
I would say, as a person, I'll do that first. Actually, I really have always loved this band called Family Force 5. They're a bunch of good dudes that they care about having a good time and making high energy music. They put on a great show, and at the end of the day, their heart's for Jesus, and that's what I love. But they're not the most overtly Christian group, but they still do a good job, I think, at doing.
Okay.
From a professional standpoint, though, I think I would have to say my favorite artist is John Bellion.
John Bellion. Okay,
I know a lot of people
too.
like John Bellion. John, I know, I've been following him for about 4 years, and just he does a great job at blending. I love when you see genres collide, and John does a great job of matching in. He blends hip hop. You'll hear him rapping on some tracks. You'll hear a lot of pop influence, a lot of vocal chops, very Kanye West inspired, and you got some rock in there. I mean, his guitars are legendary, so you just never know what you're going to get from a John track, except for that you're going to get good music.
Okay.
That's what I want.
I'll go ahead and take a crack at that question too.
Okay.
My favorite artist would be number 1 Logic.
Knew it. Had to be Logic.
Logic, I just love Logic, everything he does. I think I listened to all of his albums so far and mixtapes.
Yeah. What's your favorite?
Yeah. I like Welcome to Forever. And I also like Incredible True Story. And then my second, very close second artist would be John Legend. Probably the first artist I've ever listened to. Back when I was listening to my iPad Nano that my uncle and aunt gave me.
Yeah.
Way back in the day where you had to scroll. Yeah, I still have the iPad Nano, but it's locked for some reason, so I can't open it. I still want to open it, so if anybody from the Apple Store that get in contact with me.
There you go.
has some great music on it as well. So let's talk about this event you have coming up, called Mic Drop.
Mic Drop, yes. I would love to talk about that.
Okay.
So, let me give you a little bit of background.
Okay.
2016, January 2016.
Okay.
A good friend of mine and my bandmate's Chase. Our good friend's name is Jared Leckie. He goes by the stage name Buseki.
Okay.
And he lived in Arizona, but he was making a road trip across the nation. And we said, hey, we would love for you to stop here, hang out with us, you know, just to see your good friend. But then we're like, wait a second, if we're gonna hang out, if we're gonna get together, let's do a concert.
Yeah.
And then it just fell into place, and I feel like God wanted that to happen. From that, I made a great connection with some of my best friends. The artist Rockstar JT, Jarius Johnson, and his friend and fellow artist and one of my favorite artists right now, Ye Cleveland, aka Big Ye.
Yeah.
And I just feel like we built a good community there, a good round table, I guess you could say, of artists that love the Lord, that just wanted to make authentic music. So, I'm gonna fast forward, that event was great. We had a lot of people come out to it. Following the events of the August and I guess early September,
Yeah.
the hurricanes that were affecting a lot of people. We had Hurricane Harvey, Hurricane Irma, and I know that, what was it, Maria? Was that the most recent one?
I'm not 100% sure.
I'm not sure either, but there's another one that just came around. I know there's hurricane season, so there's a lot of stuff to look out for there. We, as Audiophile, realized that we needed to do something about it. You know, we had a platform to raise money, and we had a platform to raise awareness of what was going on. And so we did that. We released a song called Ride the Storm. I think you're going to play that in this video at some point. And that song is not completely ready yet. We just put out a demo because we wanted to give people something if they would pledge money to these victims. We wanted to be able to give them something.
Okay.
And so we were doing a live Instagram live about the song coming out, and we got together with the same guys on there. I think you might have hopped on there at one point, but JT and Ye and Seki were all in there. They're like, dude, let's do a concert, let's raise some money.
Yeah.
And so that's what we're doing. And it's a little bit later than people would expect, I think. The date is October 14th. We're having Mic Drop 2017.
October 14th.
October 14th. And a lot of people are asking, well, doors are going to open at 5.
Okay.
The show starts at 6. We're asking for a $5 donation at the door.
Okay.
Here's why. We know we're not big artists. We know that a lot of people are coming just to support us as our friends. We're grateful for that. This event is a benefit concert. All the money that we raise at the door, all the proceeds are going to go to those victims of the hurricanes. And, you know, it's a month later, people are like, why are we still talking about this? And I think that's exactly what the problem is, that people forget about.
Yeah, people go hard on the first 1 or 2 weeks, and then a month,
they
2,
forget
3
about it.
later, just go back into.
Here in Birmingham, we were affected 2011 with April 27th tornadoes, and especially in the communities of like Fultondale, you can still see where there's damage still that has affected.
Yes.
And you know, this is 2017 and we're still recovering from something in 2011. Think about all these people down there that are still, you know, they might have shelter, they might have power, but that doesn't mean they got all their clothes back. They don't have, you know, people that are having to abandon like their cars, and how they're going to get to work now, you know? People that their companies have been affected, they can't work now. So we're going through the North American Mission Board with, it's called the Most Needed Fund.
Okay.
And it sees where the first need is, they can give the money and send it there. Whoever's in the like most peril, like, man, we have to have some funds here now. It's going to go straight through that fund, and I think this event is going to just be a great time as well. I think every year we have this, and this is only our second year, but hopefully this will happen the rest of the time that I make music.
Okay.
So we get we build around the same lineup each year, but we add some new faces. So our lineup this year is Skylar White. He's a good friend of mine. He's a DJ, and he'll be doing a set. Big Ye has an album coming out this month, and he'll be playing some songs.
Fun fact: Big Ye was on the was it Billboard?
He was on the Christian Billboard.
Christian Billboard.
Not Christian hip hop, just all gospel Christian music in general.
One of his songs were behind Hillsong, correct?
Right
behind Hillsong.
Young Sean.
Okay, yeah. So
I
got a question there?
Okay. Yeah, I'll bring those up in a second, but I'll finish the lineup. We got Logan Pace, was incredible dude. He's got, oh my gosh, like these soul vocals. He makes pop music, but the vocals on the Sky, he has so much soul. He'll be out playing some original content, I'm sure, maybe some covers, and he'll be there with his acoustic guitar. He'll kill it, I'm sure. Rockstar JT, one of my favorite artists, like I said.
Yeah.
He'll be doing some of his new music. He's kind of on a new wave, he said, so I'm really excited to hear what he has to do.
Is he a rapper? Or?
He's a rapper. We have a DJ, a rapper, a singer, a rapper, and then Audiophile is a band. And we'll be playing, I think 80% of our content is going to be new songs.
Okay.
So if you want to hear new Audiophile stuff, which I've had some people say they did, this is the place to do it. This is where all the new songs can be heard.
Okay. And then plus you come there, you'll see both of us too.
You'll see Lorenzo there. He'll be there if you want to get your hands on a Rep 205 hat.
Yeah.
He'll be here.
Yeah, Rep 205 is our hat brand right here. You got yours, Jared?
It's right here, man. Keep it on me.
Yeah. All right.
Show me that red one.
And let's not forget the red.
Here we go.
That red and white.
Roll Tide. I got a couple of questions on here.
Okay. Couple questions.
But I just want one more time.
Yeah.
You know, October 14th is mic drop. If you can come out, support, and give.
5 o'clock till when?
Oh, we're probably gonna run till about 8:30.
8:30. You'll get your money's worth.
You'll get your money's worth, I promise. And if you're still not satisfied after, we'll go to Chili's and meet with you.
Okay.
But if you can't come to that, just pray for us. Send your support any way you can. So I got some questions here.
All right.
These are crazy questions.
Okay.
So Jesse asked, would you rather be a banana or a green bean? And I have a very well thought out answer, and that's a banana because I would want to be yellow.
Okay.
What about you?
A green bean would be a more of a long-term thought for me because green beans last longer than bananas.
Wow.
That I know of, because most of our bananas come from Guatemala, I believe.
That's true. But like Drake said, and Bino said, and all these greats have said, I'm here for a good, not a long time. I'd rather be a yellow banana than be a long-lasting green bean.
Yeah.
Point in your life where you decided you wanted to make music. I said that I wanted to start doing what Lecrae kind of was doing, the 116 movement, when I wanted to rap. I'm a singer now. I rap a little bit still, but I first started writing songs actually when I was 10 years old.
10 years old?
So I've really been in the writing game for about 8 years.
So how does one begin to write?
It's never the same. Sometimes I get a chorus that comes into my brain. Sometimes I just get a melody and I'm like, no. You know, and sometimes I just get a line and I build around it. A lot of times though, it's weird. I get the second verse first and then the rest of the song builds around it. I don't know why, but the second verse seems to be.
How many verses will be in a song? A typical 3-minute song.
A typical 3-minute song, what we'll do is Chase will lay a verse, I'll do the chorus, Chase will lay a verse, I'll do the chorus, we'll have the bridge, and we'll have the chorus again.
Doing the national anthem from athletes mostly that I know of, that's been publicized. So what are your thoughts about that?
Well, my number one thing is no matter what opinion you have on the morality of people doing this, if this is disrespectful or not, I think we can all agree that this country has bigger fish to fry than people kneeling during the national anthem. If you feel like patriotism, which I guess that's what you would consider the national anthem, if you feel like that's something you don't want to participate in, I mean, that's, you know, freedom of speech. Is that disrespectful to some people? Yeah, it may be considered disrespectful. But regardless of that, you know, that's their choice. this is how they choose to use their free speech, then I think we can at least hear what they have to say, you know? I do think about it like this. So you know the flag is never supposed to be falling upside down unless it's a state of emergency. I consider that kind of like this. So it's like, I don't think you should kneel during the national anthem unless there's something seriously wrong that needs to be dealt with. And this is just my opinion. This isn't like, you know, popular ritual or anything. But I feel like if we have something going on this big that needs to be dealt with, then let's deal with it. You know, let's begin to see what these people have to say and see how we can make this nation a place that everybody is free and everybody lives. Because that's what America's about.
Okay. Well, I 100% agree with you on there's bigger things in this country rather than somebody kneeling for 2 minutes during the anthem. Here in America, we have it made compared to 99% of the countries out there in the world, all 287, I believe. Is it 287?
I'm homeschooled, I don't know.
Okay. So a lot of countries out there, and for us to be able to have our freedom of speech is pretty big, because many places we have freedom of speech. If you think you have freedom of speech, you may not have a life in the near future. As far as posting on Twitter, Facebook, or even us even talking about this will be frowned upon on some countries. But we are blessed to live in the United States. Those are watching and listening in the United States. We're blessed to even be able to even discuss this topic. I agree with you. Agree with the NFL players and even now some baseball players now kneeling during the anthem. That they are being, not necessarily themselves being mistreated, or the people they know, also the black, Latino, the what's the word for it? Minority groups that are being disrespected, discarded in their everyday life. Mostly all started with one guy calling Kaepernick, that people say he made the worst decision of his life. I 100% disagree. Me being a sports fan, the San Francisco 49ers were not doing too well. That was when I believe it happened after one of the shootings of the police or the teenagers. I think that
it's been a while since it first happened.
So that guy once started. He's actually made great strides out in the community. I will say this, that the NFL players and all those athletes kneeling during the anthem, they could be doing, I'm not saying what they should be doing, but they could be doing a lot more with their money.
Right.
Not everybody in the NFL makes a lot of money, but they make more than
you and I. If I can butt in, I will say, you know, just kneeling down is not gonna fix anything, not by itself. So don't get it twisted and think that if we allow this to happen, then racism will end in our country. It's a lot more of a heart thing that needs to happen.
And you can't teach anybody how to love somebody. You just can't teach that.
You can display it, but you can't make anybody love it. And you can't make people stop being racist. So,
but what we can do is, if today's is 2017, and the kids now having kids 25, 30, 35, basically all under 40 years old for the most part. Really, the majority are over 30, under 35. If we can teach those parents how to respect everyone, sexuality, free orientation, race, religion, political views. If we can teach everyone to respect everybody, then I don't think we're speaking on this issue. Now, all it takes is one person to disrespect somebody, and a child picks up on that, and they teach their children then it's all start up again.
Yeah.
So it only takes one person to spoil the bunch, and it can take one person to ripe up the bunch as well.
Yeah, hate is not something you're born with. It's not hereditary. It's taught.
Yes.
And so if we can teach our kids to love instead of to hate, for me, I've seen that through what Jesus did, and I see that through Christians living that way. But everyone that's living in love with that mission, those are good examples of who you can see, and those kids can be taught not to hate but to love.
So in conclusion of that subject, I think the kneeling subject is just overplayed. I haven't really seen any strides of anything getting better. I mean, not that I've seen. If I was an NFL player, I would go into my communities or even do talks like this on radio shows, podcasts, YouTube, and actually intervene in the communities and just show love and peace, positivity, and love. Yeah. Anything else?
That's all you can do. Show love.
Pretty sure many people, say 90% of people on the earth listen to music, some type of form of fashion music.
I'm sure.
If you listen to this, you'll 100% listen to music because you listened to music before we started.
So yeah, we tricked you into listening to music.
Okay, so you have. Do you need a beat first, or do you need the thought first?
I guess it just depends on where it comes from for you. You know, some people aren't believers, and so they don't believe that their music comes from God. I think that everything I write has some sort of influence on what God's done in my life. But you know, sometimes I'm not writing like worship songs and stuff like that. Sometimes I'm just thinking about what's been going on in my life, things I've gone through, things that have made an impact on me. I know for sure if you're a rapper, a lot of times what you do is you'll go to your producer. You might have more than one producer, but you'll get a beat, and then you'll write your bars on top of it, and then you'll think of a good hook. Pretty much every other genre is backwards. You start with getting a good hook, good feel for the song, then you go get your verses written out and everything, and then you build the beat around it.
Okay.
It just depends though. Everybody's the same.
All right, I think we're about end up with the show with Mr. Jared Brown. Everybody be sure to go out on October 14th. 5 o'clock at Waterstone Church in Warrior, Alabama. You're gonna have a great time. We'll be there. See maybe a couple other people that Big Yay and Huseki coming from Arizona.
We'll just have to see about that.
Have to see. Top secret alert.
Maybe
I don't know yet.
People coming from Tennessee.
Tennessee.
We'll have some special guests there.
Last time we had like two or three people come from Arizona, correct?
We did.
Yeah, it was crazy. How many people? What's your goal for?
Well, you know, if one person comes and has a good time, obviously I'll be happy. But I would like to pack out at least 300 people in there. 300
people.
We had over 250 last time, so I believe we can at least bring it up to 300.
Need more. All right. So that you have it. You heard it here. We need at least 300 people there. How many people do you think that church can hold?
Our church can hold as many people as want to get in, but I feel like we could get up to 1,000 in there comfortably, probably.
Okay.
So.
All right. Well, you have 1,000 mats. If it goes over 1,000, we have overflow rooms. We can move it outside.
We will do an after show if we get 1,000 people there.
Okay.
Most importantly, though, we want you to be there.
Thank you.
You.
You heard that there.
You need to be here.
All right. That is the end of the Keep Marching Show, episode 1. Thank you, Mr. Brown, for coming on to the show today.
Thank you for having me.
All right. So here at the Keep Marching Show, we end every show off with a question from the guests to the viewers.
The viewers, okay.
The viewers and listeners.
All right. If you had to name one thing that you would change about yourself, that you know that people like about you? If you had to give up one of your best qualities, what would that quality be?
Really?
Really.
One thing to give up
that you know people
like about you. And you have to give it up.
You have to give it up. What's it going to be?
That's a great question right there. Thank you for tuning in today. And as always, keep marching.
Keep marching.
Peace.